This is Drop Tent Media Network.
Hey, welcome to the Weekday Comics. I'm Dave Primiano.
And I'm Dan D'Aprile, and we're here to shoot the shit and talk the news. Hey, what's up?
Not a lot. What is up with you?
Not much. We had a great guest scheduled today. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. Like most of the comedy community, he is mourning the retirement of Brendan Schaub. I don't know if you've heard that. Brendan is retiring, and so our guest, Drew Montana, he was beside himself with grief, as many of us were. We managed to collect ourselves to do this podcast.
Obviously, I've known about this.
Try to contain your smile.
I don't know comedy news. That's the guy that was a fighter?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was Joe Rogan's pet project that crashed and burned miserably.
I'm just learning about this in real time, and I just can't.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Neil. I didn't mean to drop this on you that easily. For our viewers at home that don't know who Brendan Schaub is, you're good because he's quit, and you don't need to waste your time.
No, he tried to get back from New York in time.
This was Drew Montana, our guest. Yeah.
And I understand. It's like, no, I was like, oh, he's trying to do two things in one day. That blows my mind. If I have a podcast, I will do nothing else.
I didn't do anything today. I had things I needed to do that I put off until tomorrow because I had to do this podcast.
Only one comedy. Like if people are like, hey, can you do a show that's right next to the show you're already on? An hour later, like, it's cutting it kind of close. So we appreciate the attempt to get here on time.
Yes, and we have great news. Drew will be joining us, I believe, with his podcast co-host, Naeem Ali. Naeem, friend of the show. You may have seen him a couple months ago. More than that. A year ago. This is how my ADHD brain works. And they'll be coming. The Do-Rag and the Deer Tag podcast will be coming and gracing us with their presence in a couple of weeks. So
we should not talk that episode.
It would be wise of us to just shut the fuck up and let the better podcast pair entertain our audience. Yes, you're right. Good idea. So if you want to watch a podcast where Dave and I actually shut the fuck up for once, that'll probably be the one.
Oh, believe me, they'll be ready for that 5 minutes from now.
Well,
so the Super Bowl's set.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yes, unfortunately. This is the worst. This is my personal worst nightmares. Next to the Dallas Cowboys being in it, this is probably the worst.
The two worst fan bases.
Agreed.
Niners fans and Swifties.
Yes, I agree. And two teams that deserve it the least. It's just a Super Bowl of Super Bowl winners. Like, I mean, I know it's been a while for the Niners, but like, will the Niners get their 6th ring, or will the Chiefs get their fourth in 5 years or whatever the hell it is?
Well, the gambling guru is here.
Tell the people about your big win.
All right, I bet every week. I only bet $5, and I do 4 or 5 game parlays, and I went 0-18 this year, and then I had $5 left over in my FanDuel account. Just threw to the kitchen sink at basketball. 7-game parlay, won $500.
Hey,
so,
there you go.
Recouped. So you want my football opinion? Take the Chiefs at plus 1.5.
Yeah, the Niners are favored. I would take the Chiefs too.
The Niners have been getting lucky on the other team shooting themselves in the dick, and the Chiefs are not going to shoot themselves in the dick.
Exactly. I had never seen a play crazier than that interception that bounced off the guy's helmet and into the arms of Brandon Ayuk for a touchdown. I never seen anything like that, and I knew in that moment the Lions were fucking done. The Niners were going to win, and I'll tell you what, a loss for America and for race relations everywhere, because the Super Bowl could have been two of the blackest cities in the union.
The joke I fucking made last week.
That's right.
How if it was Detroit versus Baltimore, they only play the black national anthem. And now you got San Fran and Kansas City. I think you should only play that's fair.
The white national anthem, or as they call it, the national anthem.
It's the white national anthem. Come on.
The white national anthem is now Karma by Taylor Swift.
I don't know which song that is particular. If it's not Haters Gonna Hate.
That's Shake It Off. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, I don't know the name of it. I only know that one little section right there. Other than that, I don't know any Taylor Swift music. There's We Are Never Ever Getting Back Together.
Yes,
okay.
she's also that.
Because like I know her whole thing is I sing about ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
But isn't that what most of them do?
Yeah, I don't know why that's her thing
Yeah.
specifically when it's literally what everybody sings
I know the
about.
one Olivia Rodriguez song from that commercial she's in. It's about an ex. I only heard one Ariana Grande song, the one shitting on Pete Davidson.
Okay.
Adele. Exes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything Adele does is about a breakup.
So
yeah.
why did it launch Taylor? Is it because she's white and skinny? Because, there's not a combination of those two things.
in any
Yeah.
I don't know.
Adele's skinny now.
I feel like she was just a better businesswoman than the other ones, probably. I think there's a level of cutthroatness to Taylor Swift that people don't really see. Like, I mean, everyone's sick of her being shown every time Travis Kelce catches or touches a ball or lays down a block. And I got to say, in that game, literally every time he had a great game, but every time he did anything, it cut right to Taylor. And I was on board. I was on the fence with everybody else where I was thinking the NFL was doing this to increase their shine until I learned that Haley Steinfeld, another skinny white pop lady who's dating Josh Allen, on the quarterback of the Bills, she asked the NFL like last year, she's like, I'm a private person. I don't really want to be shown on camera. Is there any way you can kind of like not cut to me every time Josh does something? And they went, sure, no problem. And they frame her out of shots. Like there'll be her shoulder when they're showing like the celebrity sitting next to her. So I know Taylor could get it done. And I know I'm starting to suspect this is Taylor Swift engineering her brand higher. Not to get Joe Biden elected, as the conservatives now believe. I don't believe that's why, but I think she's behind it.
But I thought I read the news that she said, okay, like enough. Or is that her just being coy? Like when a woman says no, but she means, yeah. Like the 90% of the time. I'm kidding. I am kidding. Holy shit, am I kidding?
Now we really are a podcast that doesn't like Taylor Swift. We're hitting all the notes. No, I mean, I just think that she probably could tell the NFL, don't show me as much, and they wouldn't.
Yeah, but I also, the Bills lose a lot.
That's true.
So is that the NFL saying, all right, blame it on Haley Steinfeld?
Steinfeld, yeah.
Okay.
Steinfeld, yeah.
So she's a Jew?
I suppose. That sounds like a Jewish name.
Okay.
Stein would be a Jewish name, and Steinfeld is a Jewish name.
Well, the Feld and the Stein.
Yeah. It's double Jewish.
That's from both parents, but no.
It's actually Stein-Feld. Yeah. It's a hybrid name. Yeah. I think. Okay, so you're taking the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Okay. For any particular reason, or you just like the line?
I thought I just said.
You like the betting line?
No, I said that San Fran has been feasting on. They've been playing like shit, but they've been feasting on the other team, just shooting their dicks right off. And I don't think a team with Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid is going to shoot themselves in the dick. I think they will have a lead and they will keep the lead.
Okay, I like that.
How about you?
Yeah, I'd take the Chiefs too, because I think that the Chiefs are beloved by the refs, not because of Taylor Swift. They get all the fucking calls. And I think that the Niners are an undisciplined team that is kind of like the Eagles last year, where our whole thing was like, we're bullies. We're going to push you around. We have an attitude. And I think the Chiefs are the opposite of the like in the Baltimore Chiefs game, I saw Travis Kelce push a guy and then get headbutted, and the guy he pushed got the flag. And I think that's like encompasses what I think is going to happen in this game. The Niners are going to be real undisciplined and try to bully the Chiefs. The Chiefs are going to be like, we've been here before. Like, you can't bully us. And in fact, can you please flag that? And then that'll be the deciding factor in probably a 3 or 4 point game, I think.
Okay.
So.
Oh, I have like a 21-point blowout.
Oh, really? You think so?
I'm expecting a bore. I think it's a commercial year for me. Let's see what Doritos is up to. I get some talking animal. Yeah.
I like some of the conservative conspiracy theory, though, because I think if the NFL truly is fake, I do believe the part of as the red and gold and white confetti is falling down, Taylor takes the field to hug her man. Travis gets down on one knee, proposes then and there, the biggest moment in sports and pop music history, modern pop music history. It happens. And of course, it's all sham. They break up like a year later. She writes a great album about it. Travis,
Great album.
yeah, well, whatever. Travis goes on to New Heights and talks about it for 5 years, and everybody wins. It's one of those Kanye situations, and the Swifties are going to hate me for saying this, but Kanye and Taylor both came out of that for their respective fan bases shining. Like Taylor's like army rallied around her, and it wasn't fair, but they're like, it's not fair what happened to her. We got your back. And the Kanye people are like, yeah, Kanye's an asshole, and we love that. And that music video was the best one. So they rallied around him, and it's going to be one of those where it doesn't matter what happens after that. In that moment, when Kelsey's on one knee and the confetti's coming down, everybody wins.
This is going to be the Kanye and that's got to be looked at something when the upcoming race war comes around, right?
You think so?
I mean, we've been hearing about it, but I don't think they're going to get nearly as much blame as they.
As what? Who by they? Who exactly do you mean, Dave?
The Swifties and just the two of them, Kanye and Taylor.
Do you think that was like a log on the Tinder pile that is this nation with race relations?
I mean, I'm sure there's some crossover fans. I'm sure.
I would like to meet.
But if I'm picturing a group of Taylor Swift fans and a group of Kanye fans,
very different.
Actually, there's a lot more white dudes that look like us.
Yeah, I was going to say it's
Kanye
white.
Side.
I was going to say it's white on both sides there, but I think probably more men. White men would be Kanye versus white women for Taylor.
All right, so we get our pick of the litter in the race war then.
Yeah, in that respect, in that little battle of the culture war, I think it was.
I could just say one of his album names if I could read. School? Something school?
School?
Is that one of his
college
names?
dropout?
College? What is there other school related Kanye
Yeah, he had a few
albums?
school one. Late Registration was the one.
Okay.
And then I stopped listening to him because I didn't like any of the other albums.
So I would look fraudulent. Hey, I rock out to the School album.
School album. Yeah, well, why not?
Kanye School fucking slaps, man.
At this point, I don't know who you would be bragging about Kanye to anyway. Like, I don't know where you're getting in with
I'm
anybody.
an enlightened Jew. And I get it. Hitler did do some. Yeah.
No,
If you're going to talk Hitler, talk objectively. I mean, yeah, he did some bad things, but you just sound like a hater if you don't mention the good things he did too. Right?
The rest of this podcast is going to be on the war in Gaza. Dave, how you feel about that? No. I don't know. I'm feeling punchy tonight because I got a Neuralink chip implanted in my brain. So really, by the time the Super Bowl rolls around, I'm going to be cheering for whoever Elon Musk programs me to.
All right. So I heard about this. I don't read the articles, but I did read about that. I know he tested it on a bunch of monkeys. They all died.
It did not go well.
Yeah. So he successfully put one in a person.
Yeah.
What does it do? Is it like upload all your thoughts to the Amazon cloud so it knows when you want fucking dishwasher detergent?
I think that's what they wanted to do.
Okay.
I'm with you. I didn't really get into what it was. The story I read was one of those fake out stories where it seems like it's about the issue and it was just about the tweet that Elon made about it.
Okay.
So that was about as far as I got into researching it. But he did say before, like months before, that when they moved to human testing, they were going to start on people who were terminally ill. So I assume that it's put in the brain of a guy who's going to die anyway.
So if it's reading their thoughts, it just gets
yeah, exactly.
Amazon, Siri, get chemo.
Yeah, they know how to target ads for radiation therapy. I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be for. I think he said in his tweet that their first goal is to like restore motion to people who have like crippled limbs, which sounds great. But the monkeys that it were in, the first thing that the monkeys tried to do was rip open their own skulls to remove the chip. So, was that a pain issue, or was that like a monkey like when a dog tries to chew off its own collar or something? I don't know.
It's a good thought,
but I don't know. I don't think I get anything in my head anyway. But
oh no,
yeah, it's why would you?
I mean, it'll know where you are all the time,
right?
Is it directly linked to Twitter or X? So every impure thought you have,
Yeah.
Well, just so you could get OnlyFans links uploaded to your own thoughts.
It'll be the OnlyFans links you don't want people to know about, though. It'll be like every little crazy thought you ever had. They'll be like, oh, here, we saw you thinking about this once. Look, here you go. I don't know. I assume that eventually, or very quickly, once they get it, one of its features will be like literally collecting all your data off your thoughts to be like what's more valuable? Like they'll know exactly how you feel when you look at something. Well,
Yeah.
that's what all the companies want. So yeah, I think that's probably as soon as they figure out how to make the chip do one thing for you, the chip should be like this big. It'll be this big, and the rest of it'll be like designed to like funnel your thoughts to like AdSense keywords and shit.
Yeah, you gotta be really fucking confident in your own thoughts.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know anyone who trusts their own thoughts enough.
Right.
Like, I can't be like, that chick's cute, and like, she's only 17. Fuck. I didn't even say it out loud. Come on.
Yeah. Like we have dispatched law enforcement for
Yeah.
you immediately. Like,
Come
I don't
on.
know.
All I was saying is, I get it, Josh Giddey. I didn't know she was six. Like, I saw the video. I was like, ugh.
Yeah.
That sucks for him. Like, I'm glad I'm not his age anymore. Like, I'm
Yeah.
glad.
And also like I had a funny story. I was watching one of the games and I was texting my girlfriend and I wasn't looking at my phone. I was just kind of tapping it out with my thumbs. And you're going to hate this. We do a thing, schmoopy thing where, you know, one of us says, I love you. The other one replies, I love you more. Right.
Okay.
So I know. And I was typing out I love you more because she had just said I love you. And my autocorrect, I didn't even see it until I hit send. My autocorrect corrected more to Mia, which is her best friend's name. And so I sent a text back. She was like, I love you. And I sent a text back. It was like, I love you, Mia, which is the name of her best friend. And I had to be like, I meant more. Holy shit, I meant more. And I think that the chip, like if I can't even trust my
It would
phone.
send it to Mia.
Right. Or if I can't even trust my phone to know that I've sent the words, I love you more to my girlfriend so many more times than I've sent the word Mia to my girlfriend, I don't trust the chip not to be like, if I'm looking at a flyer of a comic and I'm like, this fucking hack is on so many shit. And the chip is like, DM sent to that comic. Like, no, what the fuck, you know?
Well, that would be a good marketing thing for the chip, I think. I want more comics to know. Like, I'm not confident enough person to just tell other comics that they suck.
So you want the chip to do it for you?
Yeah, that one I'm okay with.
I keep
I
enticing
love
people.
you more, though. That's just the worst.
I know. Yeah, you're going to get stuck on this. It's
And especially over text. Texting is all about power moves.
well, I love you more is a power move. And then
No, it
every
isn't.
once in a while, the other one counters with I love you most, which is the ultimate power move because how do you get back after? How do you love someone more than most?
Infinity.
Yeah, that's true.
In perpetuity.
No, I can't say that because that's too close to like marriage. I don't want to back myself into that corner.
No, but
so fast.
you saying I love you more gives them the power. No, I'm talking about
Oh, see, I disagree. I think that I'm in the position of the more loving person in that point. So therefore, on the love meter, I'm higher.
no.
I see what you're saying. Because in your
You're
weird view, the love is a liability that sets you below the person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Relationships are a competition, and that's why I only want to have them over text message because it gives, first of all, it gives me opportunity not just blurt out the wrong fucking thing. So when I get an I love you, you reply, damn right, or something like that.
Like a Han Solo, like an I know.
It's almost an art form. It's about finding the perfect level of dickishness where it's not outright shitty,
Okay.
but it leaves them yearning.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. You have to neg them, basically. That's what you're saying.
I got it down to a science. That's why I knocked out all my relationships in a month. And I was just like,
You're just so
fucking
efficient.
down for the count. I won.
Really, when it comes to efficiency, you have me beat for sure on the relationships.
Yeah, you respond to every compliment with a backhanded compliment. If they want to make plans with you, you always reject the first offer.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what I'll tell you what a real power move is, Dave. I'll tell you what a real power move is: telling them that you love their best friend.
That's true.
That, by your
that's
definition,
outwardly dickish.
Should be an ultimate power move. Yeah.
That's considered outwardly dickish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not finding the sweet spot.
Oh, it's too far. It's too far on your thing. Okay.
Maybe like, I'd love you more if you got the same haircut as me. Or
I'll tell you what a power move is: having this conversation, which my girlfriend will love when she hears it. So
I know, but you can chalk this one all. You can blame this entire one on me.
I'm gonna try to blame the whole thing, even the autocorrect, on you somehow.
There's no way she thinks I'm a good influence on you.
No, she actually likes you, but she does.
But
she does know you now after watching our episodes for over a year and a half. She might know you better than most people that are mutual acquaintance. So.
She's never going to be like, why is he saying we should set him up with someone?
No, she has many single friends, and not once has she ever thought to set you up with them. Although I'll tell you what, I know most of the friends, and it's not all you. It's because she kind of likes you. You know, she likes at least your persona. She's not setting you up with any of her friends.
Are we talking physically or mentally? Because
mentally,
I can deal with that.
Nah.
and that's like the next level of the challenge. I fucking, when you win your relationship, you want to move on to the next, and why go for less or more mental stability? You want less.
Oh yeah,
it's all about chasing the golden cup.
Become a completely crazy bitch who is very hot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I respect looks. I respect the hierarchy of looks. Like, I know very hot is not in my wheelhouse anymore.
I understand.
We would, but like, I would know, like, she would have all the power because I would know. It would.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I'm not that good of an actor. I mean, yeah, I deserve you. Come on. We can't go anywhere without everybody fucking whispering.
See, I like that. I love that. I'm definitely there with my current girlfriend, and I've had relationships in the past that are like that, where I like it when people are like, what the fuck? Like, I like when other men get mad at the perceived injustice of the person that I get to date. Like, I love it.
It makes you feel like you're in an interracial relationship.
There is a hotness gap. I like the hotness gap when it doesn't favor me, I suppose, which in a weird way does favor me. I have dated people before. I remember I had a girl who I dated for a while, and I went out to dinner with my friends. One of my friends was like, you and her, it makes sense. And I was like, that's an insult right there. That is not a compliment.
Yeah, that's fighting words.
Yeah, agree. Yeah. I was like, I didn't like it. I was like, well, thank you. I didn't say it. I was just like, that was as backhanded as a compliment.
Is it the younger, more haired version, or?
Younger, not more haired. I lost my hair when I was 24, so there is now, well, not half, but, a big portion of my life has been spent bald.
Yeah.
Non-child, if you take out childhood,
fucking
more
years.
than half of my life. Yeah. Fucking years.
Fucking years. I have been balder, and I'm going to continue to be balder for. Yeah, when I die, it'll be like 90% of my fucking years.
Yeah.
Were spent bald.
Yeah.
And before I had stupid long hair.
Same. I'm being punished for how shitty my haircuts used to be by having them taken away. So we're talking about like brain chips and like experimental medicine. If they invented a way to like hair transplant way, if they invented a way where like you go in for one thing, an hour, whatever, a pill that you only have to take for a little while and your hair would grow back, would you do it or would you stay bald?
A pill?
Yeah.
No. Maybe a salve. I don't
smear the salve.
I wouldn't put anything in. Some dude recommended it to me, and I only got the burning sensation when I put it on my head. So I was like, "Oh shit, this feels effective," and it didn't.
It didn't work.
I won't put anything in. I definitely won't put a brain chip in my head.
No, I wouldn't put a brain chip in my head.
People like, "Hey, nice hair." Yeah, and it just ordered me Doritos too.
And also with that, you'd have to have like it would be subscription service. It would be like your chip will only keep your hair growing as long as you pay $50 a month. Yeah. So it's like your hairline will start to recede. Like, what happened? Like, man, they fucking raised the rate. They raised the hair subscription rate. So yeah, I agree. I wouldn't do that. If they found a way to like get it done. Even I feel like if it was like equivalent to a hair transplant, but it actually worked, like hair transplants they're not real. You still have to go on Propecia and all that shit. And no, fuck that. But if they had one way where like you go, you're in there for like a couple hours, you come out with a regular old head of hair, I would do it. But I do it for me, Dave, for nobody else, because I would like to have another haircut.
Oh no, I've long stopped caring about myself. Well, you'd like to get another haircut?
I would like to be able to like have a different style. You know, I can't. I'm forced now by my weight and lack of chin to have this beard. Otherwise, I might shave it from time to time. But other than shaving and styling my beard, like I physically can't do anything. I can have the George Costanza, which I sometimes do, as our viewers know, and then I can have the Michael Chiklis, or whatever you want to call it.
Hey, that guy fucking every show he's been at, he's gotten some prime tang.
That is true.
So
even when he was the commish.
I was just talking about the Shield. He got that Natalie Zaya chick or whatever.
Yeah. He was cool. I credit him not as much as say like Jordan, but I credit him in the like bald acceptance movement, you know? He helped make bald like cool.
If there was a Mount Rushmore of bald being cool, Jordan, I don't know if Chiklis makes it. I think you got to put Bruce Willis.
Absolutely.
Jason Statham.
Agreed.
Maybe you can't. It has to be two black guys and two white guys. You can't.
Yeah, because really,
Karl Malone, no. Karl Malone was rocking some fucking weird rags on the side of his head.
Karl Malone proved that if you're a great athlete, you could just look any way
Or get away with anything. Barkley,
who else would be on the bald Mount Rushmore?
Yeah, I don't think Chiklis makes it.
I
Even
think
though I fucking loved, The Shield, fantastic show.
Yeah. I agree, though. It would probably have to be another bald black guy.
Or is there other races? Are there other races? Do they exist?
I don't know. I can't come up with any bald Asian guy, like, at all, other than, like, characters on, like, martial arts movies that would make me sound
Tilda
racist. She's not even human. She doesn't count. Her species probably doesn't grow hair.
She played the ancient one, who was an Asian character in the comic books, I believe, and a man. So Tilda Swinton did, yeah. Do you put a chick? Because did any chicks make?
No, because they're bald usually by choice. I mean, sure, women can lose their hair, but I don't know any of actresses that is true for.
The chick that played Michonne, I mean, she was in Black Panther, and I actually thought she looked. I was
okay.
Damn, she's pretty. I didn't notice that in Walking Dead.
You didn't? I always thought she was pretty in The Walking Dead.
Well,
Michonne, right? She has the big dreads, right? Yeah.
In Walking Dead, they had to ugly everyone up a little bit.
That's true.
All right, so let's let the listeners.
Yeah,
we'll
vote on
who would be
your
the
fourth member of Bald Mount Rushmore. We'll take your input there. But Michael Chiklis, he's on the standby. He's the understudy.
Is The Rock, or is there like a?
Because he's bald by choice, right? He's not bald.
He was kind of rocking.
No,
he was rocking a pretty big peak.
He's like you guys, where I believe he grows hair. You know what I mean? He
Right.
can grow it out, but it was a better look.
Then I guess it's got to be The Rock then, you know, because he's probably the biggest
Apex
bald actor. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And speaking of wrestling,
what a transition! Yeah, and speaking of wrestlers' heads,
Jesus,
yeah, one thing The Rock never did was have his head shit on. Well, at least that we know of.
He never sent anyone a text that said, "I would like to see 3 black dicks insert you, one in the anus, one in the mouth, and one in the vagina."
That's true.
And that's in writing, so that's airtight.
Hey!
Oh shit! Boom. For those of you that don't know at home, airtight is a pornographic term to describe a woman with 3 holes plugged.
I'm really holding my tongue on a Jungle Cruise joke right now.
No, let it go. Let it out.
I said the alternate title for what he's suggesting is The Jungle Cruise. Oh boy, live content here.
It's not going to be the title, but 3 holes plug is written down. Just so you know.
I'm glad.
Just so you know.
There'll be our options. What our viewers look behind the curtain is at the end of every episode, we have written down some of the heinous shit that we say, and then we pick from that to determine what our title is going to be for every episode. So there's usually about a 5-minute deliberation once the cameras are turned off as to what horrible thing we've said that A, will make you laugh, and B, will get past the YouTube censor, so we won't be delisted, and you won't find our episode.
I don't know. Is holes a
Yeah, I think it might
iffy
get-
term?
Yeah.
We might be sued by the Walt Disney Corporation for their hit 1990s movie Holes.
Right.
I never seen it, but I'm interested.
It's good. It's surprisingly good.
How many holes are in it?
Many.
Many?
Many.
Do they all get plugged by the end?
No, I believe they're dug in the desert, and they're searching for treasure, so they're digging a lot of holes.
Do they get that? Do they get up in that hole and find that treasure?
You know, actually, it's been so long since I've seen Holes, I don't remember if they find the treasure or if the real treasure was the friends we made along the way. I
Okay.
believe that's how it ends up.
And they didn't
Damn.
refill those holes.
They didn't.
They-
They left them wide open, much like the WWE's Vince McMahon.
I know. It's crazy news
It's
about Vince McMahon. This is like insane.
it is.
is it?
Well, I would
mean,
say.
he's kind of been a shithead.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, Dave, you're right. I'm sorry.
It is. It is crazy, and it's not. It's like it's not surprising that this guy being a shithead did it. But I think when you read those texts, I think you can't help but be like, holy shit! Like, this is crazy that he would spell it all, like the way he would casually talk about. And also, I think he was lying. He sent some texts that I was like, there's no way this happened. Like, he was like, oh, I'm in the locker room and I just told the boys that we're all gonna make you airtight, and they all laughed and high-fived. It's like, no, they didn't. Like, guys, I can't even believe that wrestlers are gonna be like, hey, we're all gonna fuck this girl at the same time. Yeah. Like, I just don't think men, even jockey men, are gonna behave that way.
No, I think.
You think so?
I mean, you got to take into account how much CTE is going.
That's true.
Yeah,
HGH and CTE, it's a tough combination.
and bros love including the boys. I've
Yeah.
never been an orgy guy myself,
Me either.
because as people can tell, I don't have the highest level of self-confidence. Would I be competing against the other guy? Like, would I be focused on the prize? Like, hey, I have this good stuff, and if my eye line stops right about here,
Yeah.
like, I can enjoy this like I enjoy not having my friends involved in this activity.
See, I feel like I could successfully, like, visually look somewhere else or focus on the girl. What I wouldn't be able to parse out would be, like, the noises. Like, that, I've thought about, it's the men noises that would be in the room. That's the deal breaker for
Well,
me.
for the record, I've never made a noise that I've had to, and I feel like that's probably something that's true of every man.
Yeah.
So you kind of, I mean, yeah, if you want to, she already feels good about herself. She's got two guys interested in her at the same time.
Maybe three.
She doesn't, yeah. Well, if she's got three, she's not making a noise, so why should I have to? She is airtight and soundproof.
Well, but then again, with two, that should also be the case, because then otherwise you must directly acknowledge that there's another man there. Because if you're doing like a DVDA, or not DV, but like a DP situation,
Well, DV, that's always been gross.
that
to
would
me.
never
Yeah.
be. And I also don't think that's a real thing outside of porn. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's probably happened before, but if you should look this up, audience, we won't explain it. DVDA and a DP, well, I could tell that's double penetration.
Yeah, those are just rubbing your dicks together
Right.
inside of a. It's a gay act inside of a straight bag.
I think that it really there. That's write it down. Neil's already furiously
use that.
writing. Yeah. But it's worth. But it's straight bag,
Yeah.
maybe. But you're right. That then it becomes really like a question of like almost like a theological question. Like, can God make a rock so heavy he can't pick it up? You know, like, is it gay? Is like, why are you coming? Are you coming because you're pressed up against another dick, or because you're in a vagina?
Yeah.
And that's a really slim distinction, you know? Yeah. So,
But if you're at both ends,
well, right, of course. If you're at both ends, I feel like you could plausibly edit out. Visually,
Yeah.
I think I could edit out the other guy. But again, I couldn't edit out the noise. Let's face it, there's going to be some noise. Like, if he's on the one end, there's just going to be the noises that happen naturally. And if he's on the other end, at least there's going to be a noise at the end. And listen, I think
you don't need to make a noise for that either.
But listen, it's creepy. I think to me, it's a little creepy no matter what. But a perfectly silent threesome, that's creepy too.
Yeah. So I guess it's just not meant to. That's why they call it the devil's threesome. It's just not. It shouldn't be. I mean,
the devil's triangle. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's not meant to be. Although I guess if you like that sort of thing,
I will watch it in its arena. As I said, I'd like to know that my porn stars are artists, not paychecks. And when they do that, that's pretty artistic of them. Yeah, that's
okay. I like the way you think. What an artistic, a real commitment to her art.
yes. Exactly.
What's your stances on the whole running trains thing? Any experience?
No.
Wait, running a train, is that like a shit? Is that
It's like a Debbie
two
does,
guys?
It's like a Debbie Does Dallas, where it's a string of guys.
If it's
all
more than
at
one.
It's one at a time, but it's men one after the other in a.
Okay, I thought it could just be two guys. Like anything
Like there's
more
a
than
green
one
room,
guy.
you guys hang out.
Yeah.
You go on each side.
They call it like you're on deck.
Yeah.
Which would you rather go first or last?
You got to go first in that situation, of course.
I'm a last guy.
Oh wow! Okay.
Well, there's pluses to. I mean,
Those
last. I
pluses
feel,
to going
I feel
last?
like you have a time allotment. If you're, like, I would feel an added level of pressure if I was going first or somewhere in the middle, and I like, all right, I know, like, I'm the person if I'm at like a CVS and I'm holding up the line. Like I get,
You're worried about that.
There's
I
like
understand.
a little bit of
Worried
ire
some guy's
towards
gonna
me.
tap you on the shoulder, like, "Hey, buddy."
And if that happens, I'm down for the count. I'm not reaching
Come
my
immediately,
logical
I get it.
conclusion. Yeah, no, yeah,
No, I know.
I'm not finishing.
I get it.
A dude touched me. It's not coming back.
I feel like going first, that's ideal because you're okay. You're right. There's probably like a
I'm saying
pressure
there's
of the
benefits
line,
to both. Yeah.
but I feel like the benefits of going first far outweigh the benefits of going last. Because, like, first off, last, like, you're showing up to basically a crime scene at that point. Like, you're just trying to put the pieces together. And the first, there's no comparison. Like, because what you're worried about is there's somebody out there that's going to be competitively higher than you. Going first, it's like being like Babe Ruth, right? Like, Babe Ruth wouldn't beat any modern star.
okay, so
but he's still one of the greats because he went first.
So train runnings need to be sorted out by weight class or whatever.
Like, nobody wants to be the
Yeah.
caboose.
You gotta smack your dick against one of those punching machines and like, okay, that's how much force you come in with.
Everyone's gonna line up like it's picture day. Like you gotta line up. Or, come on, Dale. You know, buddy. Come on, you're back at the. Come on. What are we
Orgy
doing?
picture day. Write that one
man.
down. I like that. Yeah. So, okay. Vince McMahon involved in a lot of that
I know,
stuff. Let's get back on
Yeah.
the disgusting
Really?
topic.
That
we
might
were
be the
on.
best conversation we've ever had on this show.
I think you're right. This is pretty good. Only to be eclipsed for when Durag and the Deer Tag just have a regular conversation in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I feel like with the Vince McMahon thing, what I was impressed that, like you said, Neil, like, or what you both were saying, he's such a scumbag, and yet he topped himself. Like, that's wrestling, right? Like, you
Yeah.
always find a way to raise the bar. Like, you always find a way to outdo yourself.
Yeah, I mean, it's been known forever. He's been paying these people like sweatshop money
Yep.
to fucking entertain billions of people.
Now we know what some of the perks were.
Yeah. He got that I want to run a train on you money where you could.
That's right.
He's probably been saying this stuff for years now.
Yeah, 100%. How, and you know, it's
Since
like
SummerSlam. Or, I don't know. That's like the 80s I meant. That's what I meant.
you're right.
Yeah.
I'm sure this has been said somewhere else already, but a Vince McMahon orgy can also be called a Royal Rumble. But I don't know. It's just so weird to me because it's like the girl is gorgeous. Like, she's real. At least I only saw one picture of her,
His
the one
daughter?
that's making the rounds. Is his daughter pretty? I don't know. I don't think so. But I think she's okay. But the girl that was in that is doing the lawsuit and got pooped on, she
Actually heard nothing about poop before.
Oh, you didn't
Yeah,
hear this?
Yeah, enlighten me on
Okay,
poop.
so one of the things that she alleges in the lawsuit is that during a threesome, Vince McMahon finished, then took a shit on her head while the other guy was going at her, and then went into the bathroom to like wash up and stuff, and she had to finish with this guy with like Vince McMahon's like poop in her hair.
Wow.
I'm surprised you missed that. That was like one
I
of the
don't
biggest
read
things
headlines.
that came out
I
of it.
only So, but it's weird though that when you were talking about threesomes, you were complaining about the sights and the sounds, and you didn't mention the smells at all.
I was thinking about it. We got off on a tangent, but of course the smells. But I think in a regular threesome, that you're not going to worry about that smell. That like no one's pooping
Shit.
in a regular. Nobody should be pooping. I think in a general sexual sense, unless that's what you want. In case ew, but whatever. But yeah, of course, they're already in any threesome. There's already going to be other smells, right? People are sweating. You know what I mean? So yeah, I also wouldn't like that very much either.
So wait,
But sex in general isn't exactly something I would call like, you wouldn't want to have a Yankee Candle sex.
Yeah.
You know, it's like sex already doesn't kind of smell that great.
so was the poop talked about beforehand, or was this a surprise pooping?
It was a surprise pooping.
Oh, bro.
It was I believe it was an in the moment surprise pooping. And a part of the lawsuit was like, in addition to the non-consensual bullshit that he
Yeah.
put her through, he pooped on her head.
And anyone that agrees to get pooped on probably means like the chest area, like the torso.
Right. Not the hair.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, who wants to wash that out? And just because I don't have any doesn't mean you can poop on me.
Right.
Just because it's easier for me to clean up.
I mean, yeah, you have enough
Yeah.
hair that poop would complicate things, you know?
Yeah, if I had a full tress and I saw like, so lucky you got pooped on that way. You have no idea the pain and suffering that I'm going through.
Yeah. He pooped on
So
her.
genetically,
He pooped on her. She has hair, and so it got in her hair, and it probably wasn't very good for her. And she's beautiful. And I think that that's crazy because generally when I think of like women that are around wrestling, I'm thinking of like China, if you remember China.
I do, but most of them are hot. China was like China was nicknamed for her ugliness or
That's
whatever.
true.
She played She-Hulk in a porn, or
And that was
that's
just
the
her
one
quit.
who, because all the wrestling women are hot. She's the one that crossed over into porn. I was like, come on,
Right.
Where's Sable? If that's
Yeah.
the last name I remember.
Yeah,
Trish
I was gonna say-
Stratus or something. She's
Trish Stratus, that's basically the era of wrestling I existed to. I didn't really continue on with watching it. Although it's weird, a lot of comedians love wrestling in
It's
like
true.
a disproportionate amount of them.
I've never been around so many grown men.
Yeah, I agree. When you're at like a regular comedy show, you are surrounded by grown men that are like that have tickets to WrestleMania. And it's shocking to
Yeah,
me.
but luckily you hear the joke enough that, oh, I get it. John Cena's invisible.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. You can't see him. Oh, you can smell what The Rock is cooking.
Innovator.
and I'll tell you-
Innovator. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what The Rock is cooking smells shitty.
Yeah. Was The Rock? Wait, so was another wrestler in the
I
threesome?
suppose I don't read. I wish I could. Have
Vince
said
took the head. The other guy undertook her. Fucking. You saw what I was
Yeah, I
going
gotcha.
with there.
Yeah, I
Gave her the
believe
cane.
I believe it was another wrestler, but like it was the thing that I read wasn't very clear about who it was. I think it was one of those things where it was only focused on Vince McMahon, so they weren't like naming any of the other people. But the texts I saw were he goes out of his way to be like our friend and stuff when he's texting her like, hey, I know you talked to our friend about tonight. Will he be joining us? And so it's like the only thing he's cagey about is the identification of the people that are getting in this group sex.
That's where he gets coy.
Yeah.
Other than that, like,
Yeah.
I want to see you fucked in every hole and then shit on your head with tea heat. There's another guy there too. Like,
Yeah. And leave it to Vince McMahon to get super concerned over billing.
yeah. If I say his name, I have to pay him more to be there.
Right. It's in his contract. He has brand ownership of his own name.
Exactly. Raw. Anyway, okay. That's all
There
the
you go.
wrestling
Right.
puns,
There you
Thursday
go.
Night
They-
Thunder.
They
yeah.
did it raw.
Actually, I think, every single wrestling term is something that could double for a gay sex act. Or,
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you shit on her head. That's called the jabroni. You know, like everything. You can literally just do whatever you want with that.
Give her the old Boston crab. That's where you get her, and then she's itchy for a week.
Yeah, the Boston crabs. Fucking crazy. That is a crazy story. I really don't have much. It's just gross. It's just so gross that, and I like that out of all of the like drug scandal, like all the steroid scandal and coke drug scandals, the underpaying people, the like riding wrestlers' bodies until they like can't lift their children up, driven to suicide from CTE. He dodged all of that.
It's true.
And you can't poop on somebody's head. We finally found the limit.
Well, because like a year ago, because he was linked to some shit, but he was just covering up for his wrestlers. Like he would just pay off women that get smacked around by a wrestler,
Right.
Which I'm surprised never bankrupted him.
Yeah,
which means,
you'd think.
yeah, he really fucking ran his sweatshops well that he had enough money to pay off every chick that's ever been smacked by a wrestler.
It is a very profitable enterprise, the WWE.
Getting smacked by a wrestler.
Well, I suppose.
Because they don't, yeah. Well, I guess they know how to do it without leaving a mark or whatever. But still. But then, so he was like forced to not be Vince McMahon anymore. And then he just, like, I'll step down. And then I guess he didn't.
So
He
July,
just
yeah.
He,
Go ahead, sorry.
he came back, right? He stepped down,
Oh.
and then the heat died off, and then he came back.
Yep.
He was dead and then just sat up.
Yeah, right.
I thought about laying down on the couch to act it out. But I don't do the physical comedy
You're not
so
much
much.
of an actor.
And also, there's a chance I just couldn't.
Get back up.
Like every time I print the jokes for the news, like sometimes the printer doesn't turn on, so you have to unplug it. Like, but our printer's floor level, so I have to sit down on the floor first, and I'm like, fuck, I gotta get up again. So yeah, you would have probably seen me grunting like, oh, nope. All right, I guess I'm just doing the podcast laying down from here on.
You hear a bunch of awkward noises that we're trying to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's all those noises. And also, as you know, as I like to tease you about your act outs, your biggest act out is, what do Panthers do? They pounce. So this is about as far as your act out range goes.
I actually have a pretty big one.
Really?
Planned for later tonight.
Oh,
But we won't go there yet.
okay, cool. For the news, we have an act out. I like
I'm
this.
probably going to underdo it.
That's
But yeah, undercook it.
Well, I am excited for that.
Well, we're only go ahead.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah, no, go.
We're only a couple minutes out from it, but I don't know. There was some movie news. Did you guys see the Beetlejuice 2?
What happened is
Or
happening.
like it's coming? It's
Oh,
gonna
I did know-
happen?
I
I've
did know
heard
that was
about
happening.
it a while now.
Oh,
but
I
they got what, Jenna Ortega
I
again?
think they got
Why
almost.
not? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So
They got
contact
almost
Lauren Boebert while she's still single, because
That's-
you're gonna have
man.
a good night out to that movie.
Oh, I got to bring a date to that movie then.
Yeah, you got to get a hand job at Beetlejuice too.
And she's got to be on full display.
I'm excited for Beetlejuice 2. I mean, it's with all that stuff, you got to worry that it's going to be just a soulless cash grab.
With a director who's lost his ability.
Agreed.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah, agreed. But they got me. I feel like I'll give apparently people are saying that this new Indiana Jones was great. Didn't see it. You can't burn me that many times on a fucking thing, but you better believe I saw the shitty one where he hides in the fridge and it survives a nuclear bomb, because that was the first one that came back, and I knew it was going to suck, but I went to see it anyway because I love the franchise. Beetlejuice 2 is going to get that, but the fate of my seeing a potential Beetlejuice 3 lies in the balance.
Can I just say, Indiana Jones, overrated.
Oh, man.
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh, am I triggering?
Yeah. If you're talking about the Indiana Jones from our childhood, you
Yes.
are so fucking wrong.
I am talking exactly. I only
No,
watched
you're
those in my 30s for the first time. I mean, I might have watched them as a kid, but I could kind of I think I can vaguely remember this. But okay, so they're all like just regular ass adventure movies, and then something supernatural happens out of the fucking blue.
Yeah.
And then in the next movie, it's the same exact format, except he goes back to not believing in supernatural shit. But you just saw supernatural shit in the last one.
That's fair. That why would he continue to be a skeptic after he watched a bunch of Nazis' faces melt when they opened
Exactly.
the Ark of the
And
Covenant?
that came out of fucking
You didn't
nowhere.
watch that first of all. Now you're
Oh, you're right.
fucking-
He wasn't
Now
there.
you're freaking me out.
He
First
wasn't
of all,
there
he
when
was
they-
there,
Well,
but he shut his eyes.
Fucking shut,
No.
okay.
So
Why
he
would
doesn't know what
Why would he even
happened.
know to do that? Why would he fucking
Because
know
it
to
says it in the movie. You're disrespecting all the fathers out there
Listen,
who love
Dave,
it.
if he wasn't a skeptic, he would have kept the Holy Grail rather than trying to save everybody that was falling into the crevasse at the
That's the
at
third
end
one,
of the-
right?
Yes, in the third one, and he drops the Holy Grail, never to be seen again,
And how-
because of his skepticism.
He should have saved that Nazi bitch. She was a hot Nazi bitch.
She was. That is one thing you can give Indiana Jones that you really can't give many movies. They sure know how to feature a hot Nazi bitch.
And it's okay to sleep with a racist once, I think.
Well, Indy does twice. It's the Nazi bitch from the first one, in the third one.
Is it the same?
But you're right, it's the same woman, isn't it? From the first one to the third one? It's been a long time since I've seen these movies. But
I thought he
it was
slept
the
with
same.
Shia LaBeouf's
she-
mom in the first one.
Yeah, I don't think so. We
No.
have to check the archives.
We will have to check that. I'll
All
get
right, yeah,
next
we'll-
week. I'll
we'll
get
open
back.
up the next. You
Yeah.
guys do your due diligence. I guess I have Disney. They're on Disney Plus, right?
Believe so.
I'm not going to watch them.
I get you. Well, it's fine. You're not watching it. People are about to watch us do the news.
There we
so-
go. It's news time.
John Williams fucking crushes it as always.
That's true. All right, it's news time. As our viewers no doubt know, our news section features Dave and I writing 15 jokes about the news. We have not conferred. We don't even talk during the week. Most weeks, we might send a couple DMs about what we're going to do on this show. Maybe we have a show together and we hang out then, and then that's it. We're not hanging out outside of the studio. So we don't know what the hell each other wrote.
Yeah, and I just went and booked the next guest, so that's another week we don't have to talk to
Thank
each other.
fucking God. Yeah. Thanks to Drew and Naeem. I don't even have to talk. It's 2 weeks I don't have to talk to you. But since we don't know what we wrote, it may be that we've written a joke on the same news story. And in that case, we'll have a joke off. And when we're joking each other off, usually there's a guest to decide. In this case, there's no guest, which means the power is bestowed to you, the viewer at home. We will have you guys vote on whichever one of us you think told the better joke in any joke off. Go ahead and vote, and maybe Dave can overcome this growing hole that he's in. Speaking of holes, you're in one. Would you like to start us off?
Sure. CVS store in nation's capital forced to shutter after thieves ransack location for months. Locals need not worry, though, as a barren CVS with nothing on the shelves eventually just becomes a Rite Aid.
Yeah, I like that. Joe Biden faces calls to federalize the Texas National Guard. Though immigration experts say there's no telling what an influx on the border of ignorant, violent people who don't understand the American way of life will do when Biden suddenly makes them federal troops.
I hope they fucking succeed.
Me too. It'd be cool.
It'd be cool to have the shape of this country change in my lifetime.
Yeah. Also, it's
My
like
parents got to see it. Why not me?
That's true. And then also it'll be fun to see what the hell happens to Texas. Like they've been talking a big fucking swinging dick
Get
game
taken
about
over by Mexico in a week.
probably. But I'd like to see it happen.
And we don't help. All right. Cheer, not Cheers. This is the cheerleading show.
Okay.
Cheer star's son indicted on felony child pornography charges. When reached for comment, she responded, PEDO, age of consent laws have got to go.
Go
That's my act out.
team. I like it. I like it. You didn't undersell that. You didn't oversell it either. You could have done some more hand motions.
I just hope
but...
the roommate's up here. That's the loudest I talked on the... I hope that traveled up the vents.
All right. Senator John Fetterman waves Israeli flag at pro-Gaza protesters standing outside his house. This enraged the crowd to violence, though fortunately, none of them were able to climb the beanstalk necessary to reach the senator in his home.
Right on. Biden wins New Hampshire primary without being on the ballot. It's become pretty normal for Biden, though, to be treated like he's in the room when he's actually anywhere else in the world.
That's good. I couldn't figure out one for that, but you did it. E. Jean Carroll awarded $83 million in Trump lawsuit, which actually coincides with my decision to officially quit comedy and instead focus on building the skills necessary to lure Donald Trump into sexually assaulting me. Very lucrative enterprise.
Yeah, you classied that up. I thought you were just going to get raped.
I don't need
title. Get raped.
I don't need to focus on those skills, Dave. When you got it, you got it.
I used to have it. NBA suspends Tristan Thompson after he tests positive for performance-enhancing drugs. He swore his innocence by insisting it had nothing to do with his performance in the league and everything to do with not getting crushed under the fattest Kardashian.
Which Kardashian is that?
I forget.
Describe
Yeah.
a few of them. Yeah. All right.
Who's all around, not just her butt.
I got it. Okay. Yeah. The all around round Kardashian. All right. E. Jean Carroll says she plans to spend her $83 million settlement on, quote, something Donald Trump hates, end quote. So congratulations to Eric and Donald Jr. on their new $83 million.
All right. Mandatory University of Wisconsin Law School seminar tells students there are no exceptional white people, which isn't that bad when you realize it's just their way of saying, forget the past, we're all in on Jordan Love now.
And I think
That's
the
what I
Weekday
want-
comics
yeah.
beg to differ from one exceptional white man to another, Dave.
True. Well, and we'd be extra exceptional in Wisconsin.
Absolutely. Hell, we're Wisconsin like nines.
Yeah.
Like we would be extremely.
The cheese would kill me.
Yeah.
Worth
Yeah.
it.
In Wisconsin, I am like a regular body type. So we'll be doing okay. All right. The United Auto Workers Union endorses Joe Biden for re-election, marking the first time car makers rally behind a candidate who is legally too old to drive.
They both are.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, here's either the best joke I've ever written or the worst.
Okay.
Depends how I sell these commas. Judge denies Danny Masterson bail, says he has every incentive to flee. He told Masterson, you try to run, but you can't hide.
Yeah, okay, you nailed it.
Yeah,
I got it.
It made me feel like such a pretentious, like those douchebag comics. Like, it's really about delivering the commas.
It's about the pauses.
Yeah.
Yep. Republicans quietly delete unpopular abortion policy from their campaign websites, which does align with pro-life values, as they published the policy when it was birthed in their minds and quietly smothered it 8 months later.
Love it.
That one's going to do very well on the
Yeah,
clips.
I can't wait.
I can't wait to see what they call me next.
1,500 people vote for Gaza ceasefire in New Hampshire. Turns out that after the excitement of their primary, the people of New Hampshire wanted to keep going the excitement of what it feels like to feel like it matters.
I got it.
Yeah. I think I actually wrote the word too many times. Too. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there too, where I have to edit in my head because
Yeah.
I'm like, why did I write eight extra
Yeah,
words?
I've written excitement 3 times in this sentence.
You're just very excited to write that joke. All right. Marjorie Taylor Greene calls for a national divorce between red and blue states, which may be the only sacred union a face like Marjorie Taylor Greene's will ever successfully break up.
Truth. Robert Kraft is buying a Super Bowl ad to highlight the rise of anti-Semitism. Kraft has been dedicating himself to woke causes ever since he found out that black people could play wide receiver about 3 years ago.
That's a really good joke.
Thank you.
Yeah. For football fans, if you know the history of the Patriots, you'll love that joke. All right. Judge threatens Trump lawyer Alina Habba with jail time, though sending her to a place where she'll become sexual currency to a large menacing bull lesbian isn't much of a threat considering how she got the job working for Trump.
Very descriptive.
Thank you. Yeah, it was all about the large menacing bull lesbian in that joke.
All right. Oh, I got to do a voice here so I don't get gillist. All right. Proposed California bill would use tech to stop cars from going over speed limit. Or as people stuck behind those cars will say, must be an Asian technology.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, our Shane Gillis moment. I'll insist, remember, I am the McCusker in this situation, just sitting by and chuckling. Okay.
I did the voice, though. He said he forgot to do the voice.
That's
That's
true.
where he got caught.
That's true. And also, if you go back and look, McCusker was doing way more than Gillis. But anyway, let's not get into that. I like those guys.
And people were watching.
Yeah, and I one day want to work the mothership, so please don't be mad at us, Shane and Matt. Okay. Nancy Pelosi wants the FBI to investigate pro-Gaza protesters as agents of Russia. Because every time Nancy sees the flag with the Islamic sickle, she expects there's a hammer coming her way. All right, that was a difficult one. I was like, this will be clever or indecipherable.
That's what I'm about to do. I don't know if anyone will get this. It might or just might not be funny. King Charles III doing well after scheduled prostate treatment, Queen Camilla says. It was fortunate it was detected early, although his royal scepter will have to be sent out for cleaning.
I like it. I like that one. All right. Drew Barrymore says she was catfished by man pretending to be an NFL player, which was disappointing because it would have been the first relationship where Barrymore wasn't the one who couldn't remember what happened more than 30 seconds ago.
That's cute.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because of CTE, you know, yeah.
Fans of the movie, Patrick Swayze fans unleash on upcoming Roadhouse reboot starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Unfortunately for the fans, though, if they want him to be involved in any upcoming projects, they're just going to have to hope for a reboot of Ghost.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He dead. Staying in the movie topic, Florence Pugh says a camera broke during Oppenheimer's sex scene, raising questions about on-set safety, as protocol states no lenses or naked actors should be in close proximity to the ultra-sharp angles of Cillian Murphy's penis. The guy's all sharp edges.
They work for him.
He could get a paper cut on his dick, you know?
That's how I knew he was a good actor, though. Because fucking, I was just like, man, I only saw Oppenheimer and not Cillian Murphy. And with those cheekbones, it's hard to not see Cillian Murphy. Those are good,
That is true.
good cheekbones.
He does. Very strong cheekbones.
All right, where were we? Atlantic City DJ who hoped for viral video at Capitol riot gets prison time. He's going to get a far harsher sentence than the other rioters, too, as seeing as how he moved to Atlantic City and became a DJ, this counts as his third strike.
Yeah, I like this. Here we go. Shunned in the computer age, cursive makes a comeback in California because there's really no easier way to write with a limp wrist. Because they're liberal, people. Because they're liberal.
That's what I was thinking.
I don't want any more misinterpreted gay jokes on it.
Giselle Bundchen's mother dead at 75. And seeing as the life expectancy for women is 79, this one could just be chalked up to bad genes.
Taylor Swift deepfake pornography sparks renewed calls for U.S. legislation. Because the appearance of Taylor Swift's vagina is such a private issue, she even dates a man with too much brain trauma to remember it.
Going in big on CTE.
I did.
tonight,
I
yeah.
had to space those. I wrote them one after another. I was like, man, I'm really in a brain damage kind of mood.
You got brain damage on the brain. Crystal Hefner says animals at the Playboy Mansion were abused. Although those animals knew what they were getting into when they got involved in the groping zoo business.
That's no way to talk about Kendra Wilkinson. Right. Slim Jims pulls advertising from WWE due to Vince McMahon's sexual assault lawsuit. Which is a shame because, like McMahon, Slim Jims are tough, salty, and cause you to poop in places you really shouldn't.
See, I'm glad you explained that earlier.
Yeah, I'm glad you wouldn't have got it.
Yeah, that would have gone way over my head.
It didn't go over her head, and that's the problem.
Oh, yeah. All right, last one. Return of bullfighting met by protests in Mexico City. Protesters are saying it's even less humane than before now that they've gotten rid of the red cape and make the bulls run through razor wire instead.
Yeah, I get.
That's a fucked
This
up
one.
joke.
Okay, this is my silly one. Trial begins for two people accused for killing Run DMC member over 20 years ago. Why did prosecutors wait so long to bring charges for a slain member of Run DMC? Well, it's tricky. It's tricky. Okay.
Is that who did that?
Yeah.
I know the song.
It's
didn't know who
it's like
did
their
it.
only
Yeah.
song. Yeah. It's tricky.
No, they got the
Tricky.
fucking one with Aerosmith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
right.
I guess
Walk
that's
this
not
way.
their
You're right.
song. But anyway, yeah. All right. Well, that's it for this episode.
That's the episode. We didn't have one joke off this week. We really handled our business covering the news of the day.
We stood
without doubling
on
up.
business.
Yes, we did. Okay. That's it. What do you have coming up this week?
Thursday, I will be kicking off Black History Month at Punchline Philly. This is the face you see. It's not a Black History Month themed show, but it's on February 1st. I'm the first, I think. I think I'm hosting. I don't know if I'm featuring. That will ruin that joke that I'm planning on opening with. So I hope I'm hosting. I hope I get the shorter spot so I can open with this being the face that kicks off Black History Month.
I hope you get that. I hope you get that.
And I think tomorrow my episode of the Gray Area podcast will be airing, which is hosted by Jim Kelly, who we've had on the show, and Gary Sharp, who will be on our next show.
He will be our next week's guest, both hilarious comedians, and then also Dave will be on the podcast. And
Sure enough.
and that'll be fun.
How about you?
Well, I will be is the beginning of February is the beginning of Black History Month, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Of course, duh. Thursday is the beginning of February, correct?
Are you trying to make it start later? White man always trying to impede onto the other. Yeah.
Taking more days away from them. Yes. So then I have a report. I will be kicking off Black History Month in Phoenixville. Friend of the show, Mark Stoudemire.
Oh, nice.
Running his show, and what two blacker comics
Yes,
could you think
exactly.
of? I believe also, and I actually don't think there's a single black person on the show. I know
if
Rob
we have
Stanton,
that, yeah, we can
Rob
have the-
Stanton, Jim Gillespie are also on the show. Very funny guys. Some of the blackest people I can think of.
Yeah.
So it's an extremely white show to kick
Yeah.
off Black History Month in an extremely white town.
It's a leap
PJ
year, though, so
Ryan's-
the day's made up. If
Yeah.
we take one day,
It's okay.
it's made up later.
It's okay, yeah. So, I'll be at PJ Ryan's in Phoenixville on Thursday, and then Saturday, I will be on Jay Yoder's late night show at Soul Joel's.
Nice.
So you can catch me both places there. It should be a very funny lineup. And that's it for me. What do you got going on this week, Neil?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Producer Neil here. Don't forget to check out the Weekday Comics merch. You can go over to the merch store at droptent.com.
You got that mushroom belt yet?
And I'm trying to get the mushroom belt for you guys. I really want the mushroom belt to happen. But yeah, you can check out all the other podcasts on the network. But if you go over to their page, you'll be able to check out all the places to follow them, keep up with the podcast. And if you just go in the store, then I have it up here. You can check out some of the Weekday comic merch, some fun shirts and hoodies. You guys can support these guys. So, get over to droptent.com/store. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and everything on YouTube, iTunes, all that fun stuff. I don't think we're on iTunes yet because iTunes is being an asshole.
They
But-
they emailed me some shit.
Yeah.
They said ceasefire now.
Yeah. It's a little weird. But
Wrong
yeah.
section of the world.
Wrong section of the world. But yeah, check out everything that the Weekday Comics have. I have a bunch of stuff. You can go and check out all the events at droptent.com/events. And
You're killing it. You have so much shit going on. You can't even list it. It's true.
Sure.
You've got show after show after show.
Definitely.
A production magnate happening here. A true producer here.
Yeah, or no one else will book me. So it depends. It depends. No, yeah, you can check me out coming up all over the place. I am neilwood.com. But like I said, check out these boys and make sure to go out to the shit. Thanks,
That's
guys.
right. All right. See you
And
next
that's
week.
the show. See you
Yeah.
next week. Gary Sharp, the hilarious Gary Sharp, will be our guest. And who knows what the fuck will happen in the news, but you'll hear it from us when it happens. Good night, everybody. Well, there we go. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Oh, man, that was a. we fucking landed that like Kerry Strug should have.
How you doing? This is Neil Wood from the Cult of Us podcast, speaking on behalf of Drop 10 Media Network, the network you're currently listening to. Make sure to check out all the other podcasts on the network. You can go to drop10.com to check them all out. Make sure to like, subscribe on everything that you see Drop 10 on. We appreciate it. Go to drop10.com now.
This has been a Drop Tent Media production.